Boy interrupts parents' court battle. What he says leaves the entire room in tears. The courtroom smelled of polished wood and stale coffee, its air thick with the weight of unspoken grudges. At the plaintiff's podium stood Amara Jackson, her hands trembling as she clutched a crumpled tissue. Her eyes, red from sleepless nights, burned with defiance as she faced her estranged husband, Marcus, across the aisle. Marcus, his jaw tight and shoulders hunched, stared at the floor, avoiding her gaze. The judge, a weary man with graying hair, tapped his pen impatiently. This was no ordinary custody battle. It was a war fueled by years of pain, betrayal, and a community that had never let them forget their blackness in a world quick to judge. Amara's voice cracked as she spoke. Marcus abandoned us. He walked out when Malik needed him most. He doesn't deserve to be a father. Her words sliced through the room, sharp and final. Marcus flinched but stayed silent, his lawyer scribbling notes furiously. The crowd murmured, their whispers laced with bias, some siding with Amara's pain, others with Marcus's stoic restraint. Malik, their 16-year-old son, sat in the back row, his hoodie pulled low over his eyes. His heart pounded, each word from his parents a fresh wound. The judge sighed. "Mr. Jackson, your response?" Marcus straightened, his voice low but steady. "Amara's lying. I never abandoned them. She pushed me out, called me a failure, said I wasn't good enough for her or Malik." The accusation hung heavy, and Amara's gasp echoed in the quiet. The room felt like a powder keg, ready to explode. Malik's hands balled into fists. He wanted to scream, to make them stop tearing each other apart. But he stayed silent, his chest tight with a truth he hadn't yet dared to speak. The lawyers droned on, tossing around terms like sole custody and visitation rights, as if Malik were a piece of property. Amara's lawyer painted Marcus as a deadbeat, leaning into stereotypes that made Malik's stomach churn. Marcus's lawyer countered, accusing Amara of alienating Malik, her ambition blinding her to his needs. The racial undertones were impossible to ignore. Whispers of angry black woman, an irresponsible black man, rippled through the gallery. Malik felt the weight of those words, the way they clung to his family like chains. Then came the twist no one saw coming. A woman stood up in the audience, her presence commanding attention. She was older, her hair streaked with silver, her face lined with quiet strength. "Your Honor, may I speak?" she asked, her voice steady. The judge frowned but nodded. "I'm Mrs. Clara Thompson, Malik's history teacher. I've known this boy for 3 years, and I've seen what this fight's doing to him." She turned to Amara and Marcus, her eyes soft but unyielding. "You're both so busy blaming each other, you don't see the boy breaking in front of you. Malik's been staying late at school, writing essays about family, about love, about how he feels like he's losing both of you to this hate." The room fell silent. Malik's head snapped up, his eyes wide with shock. He hadn't known Mrs. Thompson was coming, hadn't expected her to lay bare his private pain. Amara's hand flew to her mouth, tears spilling over. Marcus's shoulders slumped, his defiance crumbling. Mrs. Thompson continued, her voice trembling now. "Malik's one of the brightest kids I've taught, but he's carrying a weight no child should. Your anger, your pain, and the world's judgment on your family. He deserves better." The judge cleared his throat, but before he could speak, Malik stood. His legs shook, but his voice was clear, cutting through the tension like a blade. "Stop it. Both of you, just stop." Every eye turned to him, the room holding its breath. He stepped into the aisle, his hoodie falling back to reveal a face streaked with tears. "You think this is about me? It's not. It's about you hating each other, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick of hearing you blame each other for everything. Dad for leaving, Mom for pushing him away. I'm sick of people looking at us like we're just another broken black family. Amara sobbed softly, her hands covering her face. Marcus stared at his son, his eyes glistening. Malik's voice grew louder, raw with emotion. You don't even see what this is doing to me. I don't care who gets custody. I just want you to stop fighting. I want my parents back, the ones who used to laugh together, who used to tell me I could be anything. Not these strangers who can't even look at each other. He paused, his chest heaving. Then, in a quieter voice, he said, I've been scared to tell you this, but I can't keep it in anymore. I'm gay, and I've been so afraid you'd hate me for it, just like you hate each other. But I'm done hiding. I'm done watching you tear us apart. The courtroom was silent, the weight of Malik's words settling over everyone. Amara's sobs broke the stillness, and she stepped toward her son, her arms open. Malik, baby, I could never hate you. Never. Marcus moved too, his face crumpling as he reached for his son. For the first time in years, the three of them stood together, holding each other as tears fell freely. The judge removed his glasses, wiping his eyes. Even the lawyers, hardened by years of battles, looked shaken. Mrs. Thompson smiled faintly, her work done. The gallery, once filled with judgment, now buzzed with empathy. Malik's courage had stripped away their biases, forcing them to see the human cost of their whispers. The judge spoke at last, his voice gentle. This court will adjourn for today. I suggest you three take some time to talk, really talk. As the family left the courtroom, hand in hand, the crowd parted silently. Outside, the sun was setting, casting a warm glow over the city. Amara squeezed Malik's hand, whispering, We'll figure this out together. Marcus nodded, his voice hoarse. I'm proud of you, son. Prouder than you'll ever know. The battle wasn't over. There would be hard conversations, apologies, and healing ahead. But for the first time, they faced it as a family, unbroken by the world's cruelty or their own mistakes. Malik looked up at the sky, feeling a flicker of hope. Maybe, just maybe, love could mend what hate had tried to destroy. What do you think? Can forgiveness overcome prejudice? Or does justice demand more than tears?